Hi folks, and welcome back to my basement where I am only temporarily after having gone through COVID and quarantine down here. Today I am here to demonstrate the online homework system that will be used for my fall 2023 class, Clustered Multi-Level Models, the website for which is sitting in front of me. So I just put up a link to the homework system. It is inside the big table here, or right here. First thing you're going to do is enter your last name according to what it is in the Maui system. So that means if you have two last names with a space, that's what you enter. If you have a hyphenated last name, that's what you enter, as well as your the Iowa 8-digit ID number. I have a bunch of dummy logins for testing purposes. I'm going to use one of those to demonstrate the homework system right here. So I'm going to be person 1. There we go. And this is the first screen that you'll see when you log in. It tells you what your point totals are to date. So right now, nothing is out, so everything is set to 0. And any assignments that are available will be right here. This one hasn't been started, so you can click begin or continue. And here's what it looks like. So at the top, it'll tell you what homework it is, how many points it's worth, as well as how many points each section is worth and the due date. Any files that you need to download in terms of individual data sets or starter syntax will be located right here, as well as the instructions. This homework assignment, however, is only about the syllabus, and so it should be pretty straightforward. So first section here, the purpose is for us to get to know the system, as well as the format, and this is the level of precision in which you would need to enter your answers. These are going to be integers in this case, but this is going to be used for future reference. So first question here, how many regular homeworks are currently planned? I'm going to deliberately enter a wrong answer to show you what happens. So I'm going to enter a 0, and then I'm going to hit enter. And as you can see, it turns red because that is not correct, and the box is still active. So once I enter the right answer, which happens to be 6, I hit enter, and voila, it turns green, and it's locked so that you cannot edit it anymore. That means that it is correct to the level of precision that you've entered it here. Next question, how many points are these homeworks worth? I know that the answer is 88. And go down to the next one. How many of these points will we lose if it is even a minute late? The answer is 2. However, doing this homework 0 trial system is also worth 2 points of extra credit. And so you can get basically a free late homework. After you answer the computational questions about a given analysis, you will generally complete some kind of results section or answer multiple choice questions about it. So here's an example of the former. This has what I call a Mad Libs format, for those of you who remember that type of game. It's paragraph completion questions with drop-down menus. So this is me, my office on campus. The correct answer is I am technically on the south side, although my office is on the bridge in between the two sections of the Lindquist Center. My office hours are going to be held in my basement at home. If office hours are going to be held, here are some choices. It's going to be Mondays and Wednesday afternoons after I pick up my kid from school. If no one is at office hours, I promise that I will stay the whole time, so you can pop in at 4:29 if you need to, and I will find something to keep me busy. So the right answer here is both 2 and 3. So you'll notice that these answers, once you select them, do not turn red or green. That only happens after you submit the homework for real and after the due date has passed. I'll show you how to submit in just a moment. So to go down and make sure that these are saved, I'm going to scroll to the bottom of the screen, and there's a button that says check and save your answers. So if I need to eject from this homework and come back and finish it later, all I have to do is close out, and when I re-log into it, it will be right where I left it. So all of the answers you've already selected will be saved in the system. Any correct answers will be saved in the system, and any incorrect answers for the computational questions will not be saved. Section 2 then, some more numeric questions. How many formative assessments are we going to have? We are going to have 6 according to my plan. They will be worth 12 points. And currently there is one class where I will be at a conference and not able to attend or hold it on Zoom. Next section then, this demonstrates multiple choice questions instead of paragraph completion, and is asking about the availability of the software featured in class. So Stata is available for free using the virtual desktop through the University of Iowa anywhere that you have an internet connection. You will need to make sure that your VPN is active first if you are off campus. You can purchase data to install it on your own computer, but that does not meet the designation of free that the question is asking, so that is not correct. So I'm going to select option 1 here, anywhere using the University of Iowa Virtual Desktop. We will also use our software, which is free everywhere, and so you can use it on the virtual desktop, although it runs very slowly there, or you can install it on your own machine. That would be what I recommend, but I'm going to pick options 1 and 3 because that is true. M+ is also planned for one of the last units, which will be available for free only on the virtual desktop. It is an expensive piece of software that you can purchase separately, but I would not recommend it for this class. So I'm going to answer that. And then last, this class will be super easy, a nightmare, or challenging, but in a good way. And what I had intended was the latter, challenging, but in a good way. So I'm going to check and save my answers here, make sure that everything is how I want it to be. So now if I'm happy with my answers and I would like to submit my homework for a grade, it tells you that all your computational answers are correct here, but it reminds you that you still need to hit submit. So there are 2 steps to doing this. First step is to click on the button that says Submit Final Answers. So once you do that, you'll notice that your drop-down menu choices go away, whereas the choices that you have made are going to be in bold font. So you can read through the paragraph, make sure it sounds how you want it to sound. Same thing with the drop-down answers here. So if you look back at your answers and you're like, oh wait, I screwed something up, I want to change something, there's an option that says go back and change something. So I'm going to hit that just to show you what it looks like. Then the options are then made available again. So I change whatever I want to change, I hit submit. You are not done yet. There's one more step because I really want to make sure that you intend to submit and you don't hit the button accidentally. So you need to re-enter your 8-digit Iowa ID to confirm that you want to submit. So I'm going to do the one that I entered here, my dummy login, and then I hit submit final answers. So now everything looks as it should. The results section answers are not yet colored red and green. That only happens after the due date is passed. So you get a message at the bottom saying your answers have been submitted and when you can see your scores. So if I take myself back to the main page here, now the choices, rather than begin or continue, it says view submitted answers and I can look at what I said. So to show you what it will look like after you have submitted it and what errors would look like once they're caught, I'm going to re-log in as a different person whose account I've already done. So person number 2. And this person had a due date that is earlier so that I could show you what it looks like. So I purposefully missed a few items. 1 point extra credit is what I said last, and 2 is the correct answer. So you can see what the answer would have been and hopefully work backward to figure out where you went wrong, and I of course am happy to help with that process. For the results section question, it will have your answer in green font if it was correct, or it will have your answer in red font followed by the correct answer in green so that you can again correct your mistakes. So same thing with the drop-down questions. You will get what you said in red versus what it should have been in green. And then down here we have your homework scores. So I have 6 out of 7 correct, which I had allocated 1 of the 2 points to, so I earned 0.86 out of that. So each answer that you provide is just a fraction of a point of your overall grade. You will have many, many questions over the course of the semester, so it's not a big deal if you miss 1 or 2. I have 6 out of 8 correct for the results section, so in total I've earned 1.61 points for completing this homework 0, which of course are going to be extra credit. And I have a note here that if you want to see a reset version, you can use the dummy login. That is person number 13 here. So that's it. I hope that this helps with your experience this semester. If you encounter any problems using this system, please let me know. And thanks for being here. See you on the other side.